Alright, we're gonna hop straight into the next game here. A little bit of a banger from that Akatsuki and ABD game, moving swiftly into this GME versus World Under squad. GME seen as a little bit of an Akatsuki maybe match, maybe rival. We'll see how it goes in the season. World Unders here having a strong start to their season. If I remember correctly, they should be 2-0 at this point. So interesting to see how they fare up against GME. I'm joined with Cody today after that game. And we already seeing just the first couple bands come out. We got Garen coming out here first. And then we will be seeing what Worldlanders are looking to answer with.
Hold on, I'm just checking the stats.
Oh, we got the stats check. We're going to get live stats updates. As the Corky is banned out, is a little bit of a target ban towards Bidoof. I'm not even sure that he plays that much anymore, but looking like they just don't want to play against it full force as they are using their first ban on that.
Yeah, he had a phase where he played a lot of Porky, but recently not so much. So not sure if they did the scouting properly, but no, maybe he's played it recently. I don't know. Maybe he's played it in scrims. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe they got like a type of mood ring on him to see if he's in the mood to play Corky. And it could just be that tonight he's really in the mood as the set will be banned away. Nothing really getting too target banned away here from the side of GME. They're just kind of banning Garen, Set, these top lane champions, really protecting their top laner, trying to give him a bit of an easier time as Warlanders here are looking like they've got that Corky ban. They're going to finalize their second ban here in just a few seconds, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was towards the jungle or the mid pool, and it will be that Xin Zhao taken away. Xin Zhao being a little bit of an obnoxious champion. Doesn't really have many counters in the meta, and is just so strong currently in the meta that if you do not pick away that Xin Zhao, then it's almost certainly going to get picked against you.
Question is, though, will Nocturne be left open? Because GME will not ban it, right? Because they're on both side. So we'll have to see if Worldlanders ban it or not.
Yeah, if they don't ban Nocturne here, it would be really questionable. As even, I think in previous GME games, Nian has decided to pick up that Nocturne and has utilized it to good effect. So leaving Nocturne open here is a little bit of a gamble. I think you're just, yeah, there we go. As they do ban it away. We'll see what GME wants to prio first pick. They've had some interesting ones in the past. They did play that Tank Kog'Maw. They had the Nocturne first pick before. I wouldn't be surprised if they would just blind jungle or support here and see how it goes. They could honestly pick support as well. And it will be Viego, just a nice little 3-roll flex that could be coming their way.
Viego's a really strong pick right now, as we just saw from Terran's performance.
Yeah, Tarum having a nice performance on that Viego. Unfortunately, did give up the first blood on it, but did end up closing out the game. And Viego is just such a nice little draft token kind of character where he'd be flexed into 3 roles. He's not really bad in any of those 3 roles. So it just gives GME a lot of maneuverability in this draft. As we will see what the World Unders want to respond with. They do have R1 and R2 available. It will be Xerath. I assume this is a placeholder, as we will be seeing their second pick coming through.
So check the stats. Both teams are actually 2-0 right now.
Oh.
So the winner of this game will actually be tied with Akatsuki for first place.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Ooh, okay, we do see the spicy little Ezreal pickup. I like this. Ezreal is so strong even after the Divine Thunder nerfs, and with Xerath and Ezreal, you do kind of reveal your composition though. It really shows that you're trying to go for a little bit more of a poke composition and not really want to go in as hard. And that does give GME a lot of room to maneuver. Since this was on R1 and R2, they do have their Blue 2 and Blue 3 in order to pick some champions to try and counteract that. And it looks like Bard could be picked up. This is something that a lot of like junglers and mid laners will pick up as their support off-roll pick. Bard just has the ability to kind of roam and be obnoxious to the enemy jungler and really be a problem, especially inside of these games, and it will be interesting. Obviously the Tempered Fate is so strong in these team fights that we'll have to see. It is a neutral ultimate, so we'll hit both his teammates and his opponents, so we'll have to see how it goes. As the Ashe is picked up as well, I would almost certainly bet that Jay will try for at least, I'm going to say 2 cross-map arrows in order to try and make a play happen.
Yeah, look at the draft right now. If it's Ashe and Bard versus Ezreal and Xerath, that might actually be a little bit of a ruffling for Ashe and Bard, just because of how much poke and harass Ezreal and Xerath has. So we'll have to see if the Xerath actually goes support or it goes mid.
Is that actually Rengar? That's insane, actually. Oh, I'm not seeing any substitutions, so it looks like it is going to be this Rengar. Rengar here, not really having much presence in KDL at all. I think the main person who played it was Cam in like Season 2 and Season 3. He played Rengar a lot. And then nowadays, we don't really see him as much, as Rengar has been on a little bit of a struggle recently due to the item changes and just the meta not being in his favor. And we'll see the Shaco banned away. It's interesting to see how we have 3 jungle bans directed towards the side of GME, so they're really trying to take this jungler off his front foot and really make him play something uncomfortable.
But then again, what if Viego was the jungler all along, right?
Yeah,
And you
absolutely.
just wasted a lot of bans on.
I mean, it's the same kind of thing that we did in our draft, where you just kind of pick 2 picks that can flex with the Gwen and Viego, and they didn't even consider that the Viego could be jungle, and they ended up just wasting bans. As we'll see the Wukong banned away, that is directed towards Issy, World Ender's mid laner, who has been known in the past to be a Wukong one trick, but swears to this day that he does not play that champion anymore. So we'll have to see.
He told me he was gonna bonk Bidoof on the head today. I guess
Oh,
it's not happening.
yeah, it looks like it's not
Might not be
happening.
happening.
Interesting Morgana ban here. I'm not sure exactly why they would go for this. It seems just kind of like they don't know what to ban. As you already have the support picked up, and you know it's more than likely going to be this Viego jungle. And Morgana just really isn't exceptionally great into your composition. Like, sure, it kind of shut down Rengar, but with Ezreal and Xerath, you really just want to play this kind of poke composition and not really care, as Sejuani is banned away here. I do believe this is towards their top laner, because there has been a little bit of a wave recently with Sejuani top been played a little bit, not really in the pro scene much, but in these kind of amateur leagues and in solo queues been picked up. So we'll see the Galio picked up, and this is just Issy's go-to champ when he's not sure what to play. We'll be seeing that in the mid lane almost certainly, so that does kind of mean that it is the Xerath support. We did see that the last time the support had played a caster support against, I believe it was INS, they performed pretty well. So we'll have to see how they perform in this lane. This is a little bit of an obnoxious lane, like you said, for this Ashe bar. They're going to have a hard time CSing and staying healthy instead of this lane, as GME do have 2 picks to answer. They are going to pick up the Malphite. This is a little bit of a kind of KDL crux, where a lot of team compositions will struggle against the Malphite and they can't really overcome it. World Ender shouldn't have too much of a problem though, due to their long range with that Ezreal and that Xerath. It should be fairly fine for them to kind of avoid this Malphite, as the Diana is looking like it's going to be the last pick here. Ooh, that would be spicy. And it will be. So we do have that Wombo combo going for GME, just the Diana ultimate into the Malphite ultimate. Means that they're going to have so much CC in these team fights, and it's going to be very hard for World Enders to really win a team fight against this kind of composition. So they need to pivot more into the poke, or try and go for some kind of split pushers. They do have this last pick here in R5.
Wait, what?
I don't. Is this Bard top? As we do see the Alistar picked up, I'm going to wait to see if it's a substitution. It does look like it's a substitution, and Alistar is Shen.
That's the word you're getting. Alistar is Shen.
And I do really like that, honestly. Shen being such a strong pick in the meta currently.
So if we look at the if we look at the top side for both of these teams, all 6 champions up there, they want to fight. They just want to fight. You got Malphite top for GME, and Viego Diana can still swap between mid and jungle, but yeah, Malphite Diana Viego versus Shen Rengar Galio, they just want to fight. Well, the bot lane's
yeah, both of these bot lanes really, I mean, the side of Ezreal and Xerath really just kind of poke out the opposing bot lane and get priority boost off the bat. We shouldn't see too many fights unless something goes terribly wrong, but I definitely think it will be like that bloodbath, like you said, on the top side. So we will just see in the bans be speedrun here. Let's see how many A champions we can go through.
No one's going for ABDX.
Unfortunately, it is the hidden tech. You know, it does. I think it gives you like +5 AD when you load into game, but unfortunately for them, they haven't realized that. As you know, as we are sitting here waiting for these picks to be picked up and picked in their order, and it will be JT on the Malphite. And for those of you who are unaware, JT actually role swapped to top lane for this GME squad, so it will be interesting to see how he performs. You know, both of these teams having a few role swaps, GME having JT in the top lane for GME, and then Jinso in the support role for GME as well. And I believe Issy is a top laner or a support mid, and he's role swapped here to the mid lane for this tournament. So it'll be interesting to see, how all these off-role players play. A lot of the time, people will just assume it's an auto win when you have an off-role player, but as shown in the KDL, it's not always that secure. Man, I feel like this Shen pick is honestly, it's going to be hard for GME to really play anything besides team fighting, because if they try to engage on anyone like Rengar or Ezreal or the Xerath, Galio and Shen will just be there in seconds, and then you take that initial catching out of those characters, and then you add Galio and Shen to the mix, and it's going to be very hard for them to really catch anyone. So GME have to play on their toes, tracking those cooldowns, making sure that they're aware, and try not to get caught out by that, because those sudden member increases can be really dangerous for them. As we do have, this is a little bit of an interesting matchup in the mid lane. Bidoof has played Viego in the past against, I believe it was ABD or INS, one or the other. And he did have a nice performance there. He didn't really do too much inside of his lane, but he was able to carry outside of the lane, roam to bot lane, get a couple kills, roam to the dragon fights, and pick up those kills. So he has had a strong performance in that. And unfortunately for him, Galio just kind of wants to do the same kind of thing this game, where he just wants to walk up to mid lane, shove in the wave, and then go look and roam. And it is going to be hard for Viego to match kind of Galio's roam presence, due to the fact that Galio just has the hero's entrance, and it's going to be very difficult for him to catch up and get to that lane in time if a fight does break out in there. And it'll be interesting to see this Rengar, if he does get the stacks rolling and if he does get the passive started, it can be very hard for the side of GME to deal with it. So we'll have to see how this game goes, and we will join you guys after the spectator door. Alright, and we are back from the spectator delay. We are going to go ahead and be loaded into the game right now. And Code, I didn't get to ask you before the chip select ended, but let's get a prediction going for this game. Who do you think is going to pull ahead in this one?
I like World Enders comp more, but I think GME players are better. It's kind of close. It's actually really close, this one. Because GME's comp kind of relies on. Uh, I don't know. It's hard to say. Man, why'd you have to ask me that question?
I have to ask you, gun to your head, who do you choose in order to win?
I'll go with GME, but it's probably like 60%.
60-40 kind of deal. I can respect
Yeah,
that.
60-40 kind of deal.
I would also go with GME. I'm maybe a little bit of a J fan. I love to see this guy pop off, and he does always bring like the Korean text as the ping comes out for the bot lane. You see a lot of people go at bot lane. This is a little bit of a Rengar cheese. I kind of forgot about this, as you don't really see Rengar much anyways. And he is going to be hopping into that bot bush and potentially looking to cheese, as they might look to invade actually. And Jay could get caught out.
Oh, well, Jay, no.
Jay, no, run away!
He'll be fine.
Oh, he goes forward. Okay, a little bit of a nice little trade coming out as Rengar is going to be forced to recall. Unfortunately, Malphite doesn't take this opportunity to go and ward and get a nice little track on this jungler, as he is going to go now. Diana as well, pathing topside. They could potentially look to invade. Never mind, it looks like Diana who's going to be going and warding just Rengar's Raptor so they can get a nice little track on him, as Rengar is actually starting topside. So that will mean that the junglers are likely to start on opposing crowds, as Diana is also starting topside, looks like. Oh, okay, both junglers starting topside, as we will see a bot focus jungle pathing from both of these guys. As you see the minions start to spawn, I gotta ask you, Code, how do you feel about this bot lane 2v2 between both of these? I know you touched on it a little bit about this Ezreal Xerath into the Ashe Bard, but can you go a little bit more into the specifics on what this lane is supposed to go like for Ezreal Xerath?
I think for Ashe and Bard, they're really gonna suffer because of their range. Like Bard is not very long range, as opposed to Xerath, and Ashe has been a weak pick against Ezreal for like ever since those two champions existed. So this lane's really gonna suffer for GME side, and World Enders will probably have trial the entire lane, which will allow Render to have free roam over bot side.
Yeah,
which is why I think he started top side. He wants to path bot and go for that scuttle, guaranteed scuttle.
Yeah.
Out.
What do you think about Diana's start then? She also started the top side. Is there any particular reason to that? Is she trying to match the Rengar, or what is she trying to do?
It could be just to match the Rengar, but it also could be that. Also could be what? Also could be that like they just don't see any point in going top lane.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Wants to focus more on mid and bot lane.
Is the game frozen for you as well? Because it is
frozen for me.
Okay, it's probably just the pause throwing a little bit of hecticness into the client, and it's just trying to slow down so that way we don't get too far ahead. But as we were talking about, both of these junglers pretty much clearing their camps at similar times, so the game will resume. Both of them ending up on their fourth camp. Diana's Raptors and Rengar's Wolves, as we do see some trading coming out in the top lane, and Shinden's here is actually getting kind of dangerously low, as Malphite will get tanked up, and Bard here is getting caught by the Rengar. Yeah, he's getting slowed by the red buff, and he's not even gonna flash, just accepts his death as Rengar will get first blood, and that's a nice little one stack on top of his passive. And because of that, what does that mean for this Ashe now that Bard isn't here?
Just more pain.
Just more pain.
He has to like. He can't walk up at all.
Yeah.
But what was Tyler doing there?
I'm not sure.
Was getting pushed in, and he was. I think he tried to get a deep ward down to like see where Rengar is, but that ended up costing his life, which is not worth it at all. And for World Enders, like one of their win cons is Rengar itself.
Yeah.
Because you have Shen in the top lane to support the Rengar, you have Galio in the mid lane to support the Rengar, and then you have bot lane, which is your backline artillery, to support you from the back while the Rengar and everyone else goes in. So Rengar getting that first blood is actually really huge for World Enders, especially for this early game.
Yeah, it gives him that first blood, and he is looking to make it like an in-lane gank here from Rengar, and You know, maybe Tyler was watching one too many Polypuff videos. This Bard here is going to go forward, does use the Q on top of the Zerth, gets a nice little poke damage, but nothing too much is going to happen as Rengar here is creeping ever far forward. Jay here could potentially get caught out as Rengar goes forward, the flashes come out.
Oh my.
Looking to do damage onto Jay, but the nice Q from the Bard means that Jay will not die as Rengar here.
Oh, that is so unfortunate.
Oh, depression for the Rengar as he just gets slowed and is not able to catch up to the Ashe. And, you know, like we were saying, the Rengar here got far ahead, but unfortunately the gank did not work out. It does mean that the Ezreal Xerath bot lane are going to get put on the back foot.
Yeah, and at the same time, Diana is getting a lot on the top side, and now she's going for this gank on the Shen, who's at 300 HP.
Yeah, as we can see, Bard here going forward, looking for the Xerath, really wants it. The flash comes out and he picks him up. As Ezreal does his best to take that damage, but unfortunately for him, Bard still does stay alive, and that is a nice little 2 kills for GME, as unfortunately for them as well, they weren't able to get that kill on that Shen. He played respectfully, backed off, as he's going to TP back to the top lane.
Yeah, that bot lane gank was very unfortunate for World Enders. Like, everything landed onto the Ashe, but they just weren't able to kill her.
Yeah, she was just able to hide behind those minions, and because of that was able to deflect a lot of the damage that was coming away from the Ezreal. As you see, you know, the first back's coming out. And interestingly enough, we do see the Hearthbound Axe coming out from this Ashe. What does this possibly mean for the Ashe to build into?
I don't even build into.
It builds into
Triforce?
Stridebreaker and Triforce. I know Jay has actually played in the past with me Stridebreaker Ashe, and that was when Stridebreaker still had the mobility. It'll be a little interesting to see if he goes into that, but I think he would be probably more likely to opt into the Triforce.
I think that's more likely, because Stridebreaker would only be useful if you have the Shen, Rengar, and Galio jumping on you, and you slow them, and maybe you can run away. I don't know, but I don't see it being Stridebreaker.
Yeah, Jay has been known for, I think he always builds these kind of like unknown Korean tech builds. He was really a big fan of those builds on any champ he plays, so it could be honestly be anything that the item builds out of, and I wouldn't be surprised as we can see level 6 starting to ding on a lot of these champions in mid and top lane. The jungler starting to catch up as well, but the bot lane still stays around the level 5, level 4 range as Rengar is here again in the bot lane. As he's just
it's the World Enders are putting very heavy focus onto the bot lane.
Yeah, they really want bot to carry. Diana is here to match the counter. And if they go forward, Rengar gets a nice damage on the Ashe, but unfortunately she doesn't die again. So sad. The Guardian saving her that time from the Bard. And Rengar here wasted a lot of time here in this bot lane as he is looking to go forward. No, he's just gonna push the wave out, looks like, as you can see fighting in both the top and the bot lane. Galio actually roamed bot, but wasn't able to make anything happen as the fighting comes out in the top lane. Malphite here loses out severely. And so what does this Rengar camping bot mean for Worldlanders? He did spend a lot of time in this bot lane. Let me hold that thought from you as Rengar here goes in on top of this Diana, looking for the 1v1. The Galio ultimate does come out, and Diana here gets knocked up and does get taken out. There's another passive stack for Rengar, as Galio wants more, but Rengar says no, we're out. As Viego will continue to go forward on top of this Galio, trying to punish him, as he's gonna R forward. Oh, the Ignite comes out from Bard. The Q does mean that Rengar is dead, as Rengar once again gets caught out by the Bard, unfortunate enough for him.
Game is so back and forth right now.
Yeah, it's looking a lot like the Cease game that we saw earlier, where they were just perma fighting for like the first 10 minutes and then the game slowed down a little bit. I did see Rengar could have potentially gone for the dragon had Barn not done a nice little roam there and caught the Rengar out. As you can see, you know, both of these junglers just going back to their camps, looking back to farm back up. Importantly enough for Rengar, he did pick up 2 passive stacks, and that does mean he has the extra AD coming out. As Bard here looking aggressive on top of the Xerath, taking maybe a little bit too much poke. As Ezreal Xerath, look at their HP compared to Ashe and Bards. Oh my god, the flash forward!
What?
Oh, E does not connect as the TP comes out. And we can see Bard chasing the heal comes out from Ezreal. Oh, TP goes forward, the Malphite flash R. They're looking to try to make something happen, but Ashe and Bard are just too low. The exhaust comes out, the Shen R comes out. As they're walking forward, Shen should be able to catch this Malphite. As the flash comes out from Malphite. Please something happen. As Diana and Rengar are fighting in the top lane, Bidoof is here. No, Rengar, he's so depressed. The flash comes out, he doesn't pick up the kill. He doesn't go for the Diana, he goes for her. Viego now. As he's looking to potentially outplay his Viego is here sitting on top of him, he's not going to be able to get away. As no one died in the bot lane, all members escaped safely. As, oh my god,
What is happening?
What a team fight early game coming out from both of these teams. As the arrow did come out and it lands on top of Galio, and they don't want to make anything happen as Shen is here. The taunt comes out, Shen looking to taunt him up again, as the CC just gets layered on top of this Viego. And the Tempered Fate comes out and it will save the Viego with a nice flash coming out from Badu.
Good lord.
And probably
so much just happened in the past 2 minutes.
Yeah. I think my voice might be leaving me as I just had to cast so much. And I think it's important to note as well that Bard picked up his nice little passive. He picked up 15 chimes, which does mean that his slow on his meeps, I believe they're called, is now an AoE slow, which should matter a lot for these team fights. As a little trade will be coming out here. Shen taking the greedy path and will get punished for it by the Malphite. As you can see, you know, as a result of all of this team fighting, the CS is dropping across the board. You know, GME across the board has a little bit higher CS, except for this Diana, but Warden is dropping so much CS to match these plays, and because of it, they are starting to lose out on the gold lead here.
Yeah, World Enders sacrificed their lane to help other parts of the map get ahead, but they ended up not getting anything. So at the end of the day, they only lost CS in every single lane. I feel like when Shen ulted down there, they could have gotten more, but the Shen didn't want to pull the trigger on the flash.
Yeah, even after the Malphite flashed, I feel like when Malphite flashes there, you just for sure like flash taunt them and try and go for more, but maybe he just wasn't secure about their damages. Malphite is going forward here, even stepping forward trying to catch the Shen, but Shen will be able to safely get away as another 3v3 in the bot lane as both ultimates come out from the junglers, and we see Galio coming forward. Ashe arrow lands, it does lead damage, and that will mean that Rengar dies, and Galio's ultimate actually got cancelled as Viego is here. Coming to the party, Ashe is here. He's gonna slow the Galio. Galio potentially looking to kill Ashe, and he does. He trades the kill. That's, oh my god, will the fighting ever stop in this game?
We can see that both teams are putting heavy emphasis on this bot lane. Diana wants to gank the bot lane to help relieve some of the pressure that was put onto them by the Ezreal Xerath, and Rengar wants to gank the bot lane because that's one of their win cons in helping get ahead. So we just end up seeing 4v4s in the bot lane over and over again.
Yeah, we just keep seeing them all the time. As Ashe answered our question about what she was building, she picked up that Null Magic Man. What does that mean for this Ashe?
Is that building to... Wait.
That's Wit's End.
Yeah.
Oh, the Malphite does
tank
Ashe. He might just go on hit Ashe. That could be something we could see as well. But the Wit's End first is definitely a little bit of an oddity, as Malphite did trade his ultimate into the Shen, and Shen here still having his and potentially looking to kill this Malphite, as Malphite's wave is just absolutely ruined as well, just losing so much CS. It will eventually push into him, he will be fine, but he will be forced to reset. Rengar is here in the top side, he could just cast his ultimate and look to pick up this Malphite as a free kill. If you see, you know, the bounty's picking up on top of this Bard and this Viego. You can see the CS leads as well as Shen goes forward looking to get damage. One last auto will pick up the Malphite, and Malphite greeted a little too hard as, oh no, Bard and Diana are here. The portal comes through, the slow comes through, the protocol
never stops.
Oh no, as Bard KS's the kill. Unfortunate. Rengar did pick up the Herald. As you can see him coming to the mid lane, Viego here surely going to be forced to ultimate out, but he doesn't have it and doesn't even need it as he just walks out from that. You see the pings continuing to come through. Both of these teams really want to make plays happen. As Rengar is still on a ward, Viego stepping back, playing respectfully as Bard and Diana are coming. The Ashe arrow goes a little bit wide as the Xerath ultimate comes out. The heal comes out.
Dodgeball.
Okay. He dodged a good majority of it, but unfortunately for him, it was not enough, and that does mean that he's going to go away. The sad Zoe emo coming out, unfortunately. As Bard here is just all the way across the map, but unfortunately he's just not in the places he needs to be, and that will mean that the Rift Herald is casted by. It's going to be a nice little paycheck into the pocket of bot lane. And what does this mean? That, you know, this Ezreal and Xerath are picking up kills, they're picking up assists, they pretty much captured the first turret at 13 minutes with all the plates. What is that going to mean for this World Enders composition?
Now Ezreal and Xerath can just move on to other lanes and try to harass and poke, pressure other Elder turrets down and open up the map more for World Enders. And especially with Rengar, Galio, and Shen, with the map open, they can look for more pits around the map, like pits on isolated targets in side lanes or whatever. But Yeah, but however, by setting Ash behind, it's not a huge deal for GME because Ash is not the primary carry on this team. Ash is more of a utility supportive
And
pick.
the ultimate to come out to hand a Protobots forward. Unfortunately for him, Shen lives with a sliver HP. What a steal. As Galio wants in. Rengar is coming as well. The flash comes out from Dana in order to escape it. Nice little flash there. You see Xerath was moving topside. They were looking to team fight that, but GME wanted out and said, no, we're not going to fight that. But as you were saying, you know, with Ash behind, what does that mean for GME? Do they really care about this at all? As never mind, hold your thought as the flashes come out from both teams as Rengar is coming topside. The Ezreal ultimate peeks by going over to Canada as Rengar picks up that kill on Malphite. And I do believe that is his, let's see, that is his third stack. He does have that 9% bonus AD, really starting to stack these up. As the portal comes out from Bard, please let me say anything about the game. As Ezreal flashes forward, gets stunned up by Viego, the heal comes out, the tempered fade on the portal. As Shen TP's forward, taunt up the Viego. Unfortunately, Viego gets a reset. Bard is able to get away potentially as Rengar looks like he wants to get through. He will get stunned up, and that does mean that all members of GME are looking like they're going to get away. Oh no, Rengar, they're failing his dash. And Galio comes through. Rengar just instantly gets deleted. The Ash arrow going wide. World Enders 1 out now. The reset's coming out. Damn, 3-man ultimate huge.
3-man ult.
As the taunt comes out, both members get taunted up. GME so low here, but it looks like Galio or Veigar just needs one reset. As Shed goes forward, taunts 3, it's not enough as the rest of GME will just scare away World Enders. And oh my god, just the team fighting never stops from both of these teams.
Oh my lord. But as I was saying, if I was GME, I wouldn't be too worried about the Ashe getting too far behind because Ashe is more of a utility supportive pick for their comp, whereas the primary carry for that team is going to be Diana and the Viego. And as we can see right now, the Bidoof on this Viego is 4-0-1 with a massive pretty massive CS lead.
Yeah, it's significant. It's around a 50 CS lead or so, not something to sneeze at.
Yeah, he is the strongest champion on the map right now. And the entire rest of the GME comp is just there to support him at this point. You have Bard setting up for plays, you have Ashe setting up for plays, you have Diana and Malphite also setting up for plays. And if in any one of these team fights, Viego gets one reset, you can just snowball the entire fight.
Oh, and it looks like he's about to get one right here as Galio is coming through. He uses all of his abilities, but fortunately it's not enough. Shen taunts forward. The team is split though. Shen just gets cordoned off and he's gonna get taken out. The Ezreal ultimate comes out, gets nice damage, but it only stalls the inevitable as Rengar flashes into the backline. Interesting point as he is gonna get taken out by Viego, and the rest of GME just slapping up the rest of World Enders as Ezreal not able to get the kill, and it's a clean ace for GME. Oh my god, that Rengar was just feeling himself a little bit too much, flashed into the backline, but unfortunately was met with Shen and Diana and was not able to make anything happen.
Rengar players, am I right?
Yeah, Rengar players having a little bit too much to drink, because, you know,
Not
fortunately enough for them, they did pick up the dragon, and that is a nice little pickup for them, as we're going to be seeing a mountain soul this game.
Honestly, not sure if he's playing Rengar or Rex side. Feels like he's tunneling a little too hard.
Yeah, it felt like, so World Enders really just wanted to burn the dragon there, I think, because they were just on top of that dragon and just killed it, so that way GME couldn't really do much, but GME was just picking off members of World Enders who were stalling. And Rengar there maybe thought he could catch like Ashe or Bard in the backline and potentially take them off and then reset the fight, but at that point it's a 3v5, there's no way you're winning that fight, so just a little bit of a tunnel vision coming out from the Rengar means that it is going to be that clean ace. You know, fortunately for them, they did pick up that dragon, but they are down 6k gold now, and it is looking, you know, a little desperate for them. And you can see, you know, a lot of these first items coming out for these champs, even second items on some of them. We can see, you know, Viego opting for the Divine Sunderer is a very popular build option for him nowadays. As we see a little bit less popular Wit's End on the Ashe. Interesting to see how it'll go. And again, just interesting builds coming out from GME as hold the thought. Bard here walking too far forward into vision and just gets shut down by Xerath. That's a nice little 400 extra gold into his pocket as Rengar once more going forward. The ultimate comes out. We can see so much damage coming out as Rengar is able to live as two members of GME down, but importantly for them, Viego is still alive, Ashe is still alive. They're picking, they've got split decisions here. They want to pick up the Herald. And they also want to push the mid lane as Ashe is making sure that gets secured before she walks bot side to safety.
If this happened a minute later, that could have been Baron. But Diana going in there at the end was really questionable. You have no one backing you up. You have your Bard just died. What's the point?
Yeah.
At the end, you just gave away another kill to World Enders who are using this precious time to open up more of the map.
Yeah.
Well, as they try to.
Like we talked about in draft, you know, this Galio and this Shen can come from across the map and you can't really predict where they're going to be. So Diana, they're just taking, you know, a willing 3v1. It just wasn't the fight to take, as Rengar here is just picking up more stacks, more kills, getting further ahead. As we're going to see that essence per second from him as soon as he gets enough gold for it. Shen here really pressuring Bidoof, trying to make sure he can't back, but he will eventually be able to back. As you see the CS leads, oh my god, never mind, not allowed to back. As you can see that Shen here is really forcing the fight on top of Viego, and it's looking like he's going to get taunted up.
Oh.
Rengar is here. Why is he not going in? He doesn't want to take this fight, and unfortunately for him, Shen will pay the price for it.
I'm pretty sure Rengar didn't go in because he might have spotted Malphite or someone over the wall with his ult.
As you see the Bard portal going through, they're really chasing forward onto this Ezreal. Ezreal here just getting CC locked, unable to move, as Rengar is here as well. He wants this apparently, as he works for the way. The flash from Bard stuns up.
What a stun!
And Viego gets a nice little reset, and that will mean just 3 kills. Oh, maybe 4. As Malphite is over the wall. Malphite, kill him, please. Use your Q. The flash comes out. He flashes under turret.
Oh,
this cannot be allowed.
Oh, he's not.
As the Xerath ultimate
JT,
comes
no.
out. JT, and oh my god, what a robbery he was able to get away with. No way he should live there. But fortunately enough for him, he was. And GME here just putting so much pressure fighting around the map. You see that 6k is ballooned into 7k. With Baron coming up, they could look to start it.
I just want to point out how well Bidoof's actually playing this game. Recently, he hasn't been one of those players that's like the superstar carries, and was more of the kind that just like supports the team while they do everything else.
Rengar?
But this game, he's actually really showing up. Oh my god,
he actually deletes the Ashe. Smart play coming out as the Shen ultimate comes out. Galio comes through, the taunt coming up, the CC is getting locked. As GME just gets absolutely obliterated. Viego here at the last man standing. This could be an ace for World Hunters, and it is a nice clean ace with Dragon spawning. There's a 30-second death timer, so they could potentially roam up the Baron. It looks like they're going to opt for the Dragon instead. That is a nice little gold reset for World Hunters. That does turn that 7k gold lead down into a 4k one, which is much more manageable. As they're all walking towards the Baron, they could potentially look to start this.
They could. And that was such a good play from World Enders. Like, you thought the Rengar was jumping on his own, but at the blink of an eye, Shen, Galio, the entire team is there to support him, to back him up. And they just obliterated the GME squad.
Yeah, Ashe is deleted from my eyes in like maybe 0.1 seconds. Xerath there gets the mid tower. They're going to walk towards the Baron, and it looks like GME are just going to be too slow. They're not going to be able to get there in time. That is a nice play from World Enders, able to turn a 7k gold lead into only a 1k. Yeah, it's really good for them as the rest of them are looking like they want to get out. Bard their portals just to pressure a little bit, as the rest of World Hunters were reset. And this is really the time to show where World Hunters can prove if they can beat this GME squad, because a lot of teams can get that fight and they can get the Baron. But what the most important part is how they play that Baron, and how do World Hunters want to use this Baron. Alright, how do they want to use this Baron and push this gold lead forward?
First things first, they need to focus on like pushing out the lanes, make sure the lanes are pushed so you have more vision of the map. And once you get more control of the map, you can make more plays like the one we just saw. Just as I said from the beginning of this game, render is one of the primary win conditions of World Enders. So that fight that just happened there, that was actually huge because was it render that got the 1000 gold shutdown on Viego?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden we see render sitting at three items.
Oh my god, Rengar having the most gold in the game by a long shot, sitting 2k gold above Viego. Rengar here just so fed, and every ADC's worst nightmare is a fed Rengar, and it's going to be so hard for Ashe to really do anything inside of these games.
Especially your Ashe. Especially when you're Ashe. You have no way of protecting yourself.
Is Rengar here going forward? maybe pressuring the defenses a little bit, as both of these teams are really playing hard into the vision game now, and really trying to make sure that Rengar can't see where their players are and trying to keep their Ashe secure, as Diana here just wants her camps. You see the pings coming out across the map. Galio wants to push for this top tower, and the rest of World Hunters are saying, okay, they send Shin alone into the bot lane with that ultimate primed and ready if a fight does break out. And Rengar here, potentially looking to flank on Viego. The ultimate is cast. The TP does come out. The Galio ultimate comes out, and it looks like a little bit of a split decision. World Hunters look like they want out, as Ashe arrow goes a little wide, moving again to Canada. As we saw the TP traded there for the Galio and the Rengar ultimate, and for GME, that's not a terrible trade, but it's definitely not one that you want to take, as Shen here is just pushing into this bot lane, and is going to be able to take up this tier 2 with no contest.
Yeah, Shen didn't have to leave the lane. Shen had TP, Shen had ult, he didn't need to use either. Because once World Enders saw the TP coming in from the side of GME, they just decided, hey, we should back up.
Okay, as the fight breaks out, Diana's the backline gets exhausted immediately, as she is just solo on top of this Ezreal and Xerath, and both of them flash out of the Tempered Fate. Malphite here walking forward, trying to get real estate. As it looks like, again, these players are looking to fight, but both of them realizing that the terms are bad, decide not to take it. Oh, as Rengar casts ultimate, he's looking for more. He smells the blood in the water. Viego here, potentially getting cut out. Oh my god,
what is that damage?
Rengar here in a 1v9 performance as the rest of GME are walking down. We can see all 4 members, Shen here playing respectfully, walking back. As the rest of the members of World Hunters are pushing this mid lane and are going to pressure this 2-2. Malphite here looking like he wants to press ultimate. He does have the flash. He had a juicy little 3-man there, but didn't want to pull the trigger. As World Hunters here just playing respectfully around the Malphite, realizing that as long as they play around Rengar, they shouldn't be able to lose this game. And we can see, the dragon getting picked up. Oh no, Shen too far forward. As 4 members of GME are here, and that doesn't mean that Shen is going to easily get picked off. Fortunately enough for him, it is only a 45-second death timer, and he does have the TP and the ultimate available, so he will be able to make it to this dragon. But what does this dragon mean? What does the Mountain Soul mean for both of these teams?
Well, if World Enders gets this next Mountain Drake, not only will they be tankier, not only will the Shen and Galio be harder to deal with, they will also be at soul point. And if they get that soul point, how does GME ever kill World Enders? Because if you look at GME's comp, you have Diana Malphite, you have a lot of front-loaded damage. Whereas basically the only sustained damage, actually you have some sustained damage in Ashe and Viego, but it's kind of hard to
hold that thought as Rengar too. He's looking to delete another person as he flashes out, and he's gonna run from the rest of the team. Unfortunately, he does get CC launched, but the Shen ult does save him. Unfortunately, he does get taken out by Viego, but he does get taken out, and the rest of GME are walking forward. The TP does come out. The flash from Malphite gets cancelled. Oh no! As the 2-man taunt from Shen, the Xerath ultimate, they're trying to stack their damage, but Ashe is fine to just kite back because she's putting out so much damage. The Malphite ultimate comes out. And, oh no! Bard gets stunned up, and there's going to be another kill for Xerath. Another fucking page in the book for his Medjais. As you can see, the Mountain Dragon gets started up and see, wow, Xerath just wants to go forward, wants to potentially take out this Ashe. Does think she's lose there. Is looking forward. The Q is casted up. The flash into the Q. Oh no! Jay! As that will be a nice little clean ace for World Enders. And that is soul point for them. Oh no!
Oh
Jay! It's the skin, he says, as both of these players are on the base skin. Oh no!
This thing just got really hard for GME.
Yeah,
and I want to come back into this because
the snowball has started for World Enders, right? You got the Rengar who's so incredibly fed, and Xerath has picked up the Medjais. What does this Medjais mean for GME?
It just means World Enders is even harder to deal with now, because not only will we have to deal with the Rengar and the front lines that will be up your face, you also have to worry about the backline artillery that is Xerath, because he's so fed right now, he's putting out so much damage. Xerath is probably the second strongest.
Oh no!
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, he messed up the bush! Oh no, that's so sad! A free kill got away, but it doesn't matter too much. You do effectively the same thing. You send her back to base. She has no stopwatch now. The Ash arrow was used, so they do have a window where they could potentially force this Baron. They are looking to push out the vision before they do so. As Bard here is looking to contest the vision, this Xerath should push him off as Bard. No, he wants this vision. And our World Hunters are happy to just give it up as Rengar here is walking forward, looking to steal away some camps. The only thing he can't steal away is that blue. And again, Shen is here just pushing in the bot lane. We can see that GME potentially looking to just trade Baron for this Shen as they're all sitting here in this red side jungle. Never mind, they're all walking up to this top side. They see World Hunters on Baron. Shen is sitting back, waiting to use his ultimate and TP as World Hunters will just step away from the Baron, make sure that GME aren't able to catch them on it. And GME will take that opportunity to push their vision forward. So if
Rengar's sitting on 1300 gold. It's actually pretty close to his next item, which will probably be Infinity Edge.
Oh no, Rengar here potentially getting caught out. Does pick up a kill before he dies. The Gallia ultimate comes out as the hero's entrance does land. And unfortunately for him, Shen is still stuck in the bot lane. This is not a fight that Warriors want to take as the blast code will take him over. Should be able to safely get away. And that is a nice little shutdown that GME will be able to get, but at the end, they traded 1 for 1, and Shen is just still pushing this bot lane, taking these towers with just free real estate for him. And you know, if you're GME coming into this game with such a fed Xerath and such a fed Rengar, what is the opportunities for you to come back into this game in these team fights?
You really have to look for, if you're Malphite, if you're JT, you really have to look for good flanks and good ultimates.
As you can see, a nice little 4-man. Oh no, a nice little 4-man collapse on top of the Shen. Again, not really able to do too much. Unfortunately, Warlanders were out of position where they could have snapped, walked on top of that Baron. As they are pinging it now, but the members of GME will be able to walk up and just take it, or contest it. As they're pinging it, they want to do it.
The entire team of Worldenders were off the map, but Shen was still pushing bot lane, so that, not sure if it was a miscommunication or Shen was just not paying attention to the map state.
Oh, his Rengar cast ultimate. He's gonna go again on this Diana. Diana, no, run away, live! She protobots out. As Bard will slow the Rengar. They are potentially looking to make a pick on him. As he is getting a decent chunk out of him. And that will mean that Rengar is down to that half HP. As Bidoof is looking for the flank. Rengar gets hit by the Ash arrow. And he will pick up the Rengar. Viego gets his reset. The flash coming out from Diana. The flash coming out from Bidoof. He's looking forward. He smells blood in the water. He wants his Ezreal and he will pick him up. As no one else from Warlanders is really able to do too much. The Shen ultimate was not available, and because of that, they weren't able to get too much. Xerath here channels the ultimate, hit it, kill the Bard. As he's not able to pick him up, the portal will dissuade him. As the members of GME just hop on top of this Baron, but Warlanders do have Xerath. They have the potential to poke them off of it and get them off of it. As Malphite here is trying to zone with his ultimate. We can see that the Baron will just go the way of GME. A misstep there from Warlanders, putting the game back in GME's hands.
Yeah, and now we have to worry about the upcoming Mountain Dragon. Because if World Enders can still get that Mountain Soul, the game is still in their hands. Yeah. But what just happened in the past 2 minutes was like a sequence of misplays from World Enders. You started off with Shen getting caught while the entire team was off the map. And while Shen was dead, Rengar overextended, trying to pick people off, and then got collapsed on in a 5v4 situation. Which then led to GME getting the Baron. And now we'll have to see how GME uses this Baron.
Yeah, and I think Rengar has been maybe overestimating his damage a little bit as Bard will stun up Xerath and the vice versa. The hero's entrance comes out maybe a little overeager as GME were not looking to fight. The Rengar ultimate comes out. He does flash over the wall. He could have just walked downwards but decides to use the flash instead. And it looks like they're just going to give up this dragon, realizing that they don't have the ultimates to fight for it.
Oh, this game is still anybody's game. It's so close. It's so chaotic.
Ash arrow going wide again as the Tempered Fate comes out as well. Can't see who was stunned up. Doesn't look like anyone besides Ezreal, but Ezreal able to walk away as Gallia will get away as well. And Xerath here just doing his job, pumping out the damage, making sure that GME are not going to be able to take this inhib without taking a little bit of poke as well. And it looks like GME are going to do this rotation to the bot side. They do have the wave pushing up and the Baron empowered minions. So they're going to be looking to do this as Shen is still on the top side pushing top wave. Warlanders here looking like they just want to give up both of their inhibs, not really fight for this too much as they're not really able to make a fight happen. As Rengar ultimate comes out, Shen is going to be looking to use his as well. As GME playing cautiously, playing respectfully, trying to wait out the Rengar ultimate. As you can see, if World Hunters will pull the trigger, it looks like not. Xerath doing his best to try and poke, but isn't able to hit too much as Flash ultimate comes out. Xerath has to stopwatch. Damage coming out from all teams. As the Shen ultimate comes out, gets a nice little save on the Xerath, but he will get picked up. And that is a nice, clean ace. Or not an ace, excuse me. Shen is still alive in the top lane, but that will mean that GME is going to be able to take this game most likely.
Yep, that's the game.
As you can see, Shen here has to pull off the hero play in order to stop this game, but he is going to get CC locked and stunned up. And that is going to be the game going the way of GME, but what a fierce showing from World Enders.
What a banger.
Yeah, this was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. It was very close up until the end, but GME taking up the victory and having a nice little performance this game. Oh my god, what happened?
Hey man, I just wanted to say, both of us thought it was like 60-40, so
yeah,
we expected it to be pretty close.
Yeah, it was definitely really close. You know, the game went back and forth in multiple places, and I think the gold lead going from 7k in favor of GME to like 4k in favor of World Enders and then back to GME. It was absolutely insane. I'm sure the players had, you know, a little bit of a back and forth experience that game. You know, being down 7k gold definitely doesn't feel too good, but it must have felt great for World Enders when they were able to get that clean ace, get the dragon, and get the Baron and even out the gold, and then Rengar just was able to live his Rengar fantasy for a few minutes there, just one-shotting anyone he came across.
Yep.
As we will be going ahead and pulling in World Enders here. Unfortunately, the losers for today, they did have a strong performance, so we'll go ahead and get them in here. How does Krim do this so fast? I'm so slow at doing this.
He has practice.
He does have practice. Alright.
And in the fucking KDL.
True, he's the fastest Discord mover in the Wild West, as we do have World Enders here with us. Unfortunately, you guys did pick up the loss this game, but you guys did have a strong showing. Did you think that the game would be as even as it was, or were you expecting a different kind of outcome, or what was the thoughts coming into this game?
I did not expect that many bans against our top laner and me. I didn't expect to play Galio again, but it happened, I guess. Nah, but I personally I came into this game trying to have fun and did have fun. So
we trolled so fucking much. I trolled so fucking.
It's alright, it happens. But I mean, you guys did have a really strong showing. I think a lot of people would consider GME like the second or third best team. So I mean, coming out of this game, I think pretty much everyone is thinking about your next couple games. Unfortunately, this was your first loss, so you are going to drop down to that 2-1 record. But for your next couple games, you know, after facing up against such a strong team at GME, do you think they'll go easier than this one?
Am I inclined to just say the usual ABDXD or what? Like, is that the best response here?
I mean, that is the patented good response. It is an option you could go for.
I guess we're playing against ABD tomorrow, so that's gonna be a fun game too. And we're gonna smash them, 100%.
Gonna smash them.
Doubt.
Okay.
I like that.
I like that. Yeah, that's nice. Well, I mean, best of luck to you guys in your game tomorrow, and hopefully you can close out, you know, 3-1 for the week. But we'll be going ahead and moving you guys out of here, and good luck.
Thanks for that.
Thank you for casting our game.
No problem. See, I could do those guys super fast, but now we are going to be going ahead and pulling in. Let's see, GME.
Yeah, what if Trim has his monitor like vertically, so he has a wider, like a bigger vertical field of view, and it's easier for him to drag people.
I think he does have one of his monitors vertical. He posted a setup a while back, but that could be something that he does, because I have no idea how he does it otherwise. But we do have the entirety of GME in here, our winners for today. You know, you guys had a pretty strong showing today, but I just wanted to get some insight into, you know, you guys were up 7k gold before that fight around Dragon. Do you guys know what happened when Rengar flashed in? Were you expecting the amount of damage that he was able to output?
That character's fucking broken.
Yeah.
He did not know how to play against it.
Yeah, I mean, that Rengar did, kind of put the team on the back and make that fight happen. I think I think me and Kill Code both said, like as he flashed in, we were both just a little bit confused, but he just instantly deleted Jay and was able to carry that fight. Did you guys think that the game was over at that point, or were you confident that you could come back like you did?
Game was over when I picked Ash.
Yeah,
Game was over when Jay joined the lobby.
Yeah, true.
True.
A little bit of a Jay gap, but Jay, I need to ask you about that Ash build. Is this some kind of dark Korean tech that we haven't heard about, or what was the reasoning behind that build?
I saw this build on YouTube, and then I also know Ash has really cool skins, so I purchased the skin right before this game. I was like, I'm gonna pick Ash, but for some reason the client bugged out, and I didn't get to pick my skin. So that's why I wasn't performing. Since I was lacking that high noon Ash.
So it's a skin.
So what you're saying is, if you had a skin on, you would have went like 20-0, and this game would have been over in like 10 minutes.
If I had a skin, this game would have been over in about 40 minutes.
Wait, what?
Oh, I like that. A little bit of ego coming out there, but it's fine. I mean, the early game for this game was absolutely crazy. I don't think I was able to catch a breath throughout all of it. Were you guys expecting it to just go so back and forth for I think it was like 10 minutes straight, or were you expecting a little bit more of a slower paced game?
I mean, all GME games are bangers, so to provide entertainment.
Across the entire map, I expect fights.
I have a question for Mr. Bidoof. How does it feel finally to be a human on a team after being like, I don't know, kind of invisible for a long time? How does it feel?
I mean, we won those games, right?
Yeah, but you didn't do much though.
As long as we win, it doesn't matter what I do.
Dude, you're not enabling him. Did you see how many times I froze mid-wave?
That's true. You were a homie for that one, yeah.
Yo, Tyler just leaves my lane, and I'm just 1v2ing against this poke lane out here.
Yeah, that solo key bard mentality, unfortunately. Just never in lane, just getting his chimes and always freezing his mid laner's wave.
You see my ADC flash into abilities?
Yo. Yo.
Yeah, Jay, could we I heard it was skin gap in the chat. I wanted to get a little bit of insight. What compelled you to flash forward into that Xerath queue?
Look, if I had the skin, the skin would have like blinded my eye a little bit, so I would have flashed more upwards. I would have dodged that ability, and I would have solo killed him right there. But unfortunately, I didn't have the skin, so it just like I ended up flashing towards his ability. Didn't work out. It'd be like that sometimes.
It do be like that sometimes, unfortunately. And other than that, I think this guy makes this your 3-0 record. That puts you on par with the Akatsuki. And how do you guys feel about when you're eventually going to have to meet them?
Just next week.
Is it next week? Oh man, that's sooner than I thought.
Were they?
Okay. Just a little who, not really sure who they are.
No Exoria Oppa, and that's about it.
Wow, just
Exoria. What about that code guy?
Oh, I heard Bidoof has a lot of things to say about code.
Yeah, that guy's a fucking snake, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Can't wait to play them.
Oh, when you guys play against them, do you think it's gonna be like a little easy 20-minute stomp? Maybe a little bit more similar to this game, or what?
I expect a banger, you know what I mean?
A banger, alright. GME only gives out bangers, I will hold you to it. As
I'm gonna pick Ash with the skin.
With the skin this time, oh no, Jay unlocked. As I think that'll be all we have for you guys today, and thank you for putting on such a banger. That was an interesting game to watch, and wish you guys the best of luck in your next game.
Happy Bidoof Day.
Oh yeah, happy Bidoof Day. I forgot about that.
Thank you.
Happy Bidoof Day.
But good luck and get out. All right. Oh, Code. Code for getting Wish TV was on for a second. It's okay. It happened. As we are going to be going ahead and wrapping up the broadcast here for today. Thank you guys for joining us for, I think it was 3 games today.
Hold on.
What's up?
There was no MVP vote.
Oh, I think... Let's see. Who do you think it was?
Who do I think?
Yeah. I mean,
it's hard to decide between Bidoof, Jay, and Tyler.
I think it was. I mean, Tyler was a homie for freezing Bidoof's lane and making sure that he wasn't going to drop CS, but Bidoof was there in all those fights and did get the
I feel like
resets.
Tyler enabled a lot of things, made a lot of things happen, had some very nice ultimates, had some very nice roams, had some very clutch Qs, you know.
True, but he did also get caught out a lot around the enemy's jungle and just being mispositioned around vision, and he was the subject of a lot of ganks from Rengar. So
let's see, KDA wise, Tyler had a higher KDA.
That's true. That's fair. I'm down for giving it to supports. No supports don't get enough love. Please vote for supports for MVP. Oh my god.
Oh, we're gonna make it Strappo. Whatever.
As yeah, you know, that will be the last game for today. I do believe we have way more games tomorrow. I think we have around either 2 or 3 games tomorrow. I know it will be ABD versus World Enders, who you saw today.
We have 2 games tomorrow.
And then will be who's the second game? World Enders, and then okay, Akatsuki versus JJT. So we'll be seeing both of them tomorrow. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. Join the Discord if you want to talk with the players. Maybe see what KDL is about. Get a better view on the schedule. Other than that, we will see you guys tomorrow.